Headliners. There's a lot of people know about the fantasy headliners. Nation. Headliner Nation. Fantasy headliners for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? How we doing out there? Impromptu live stream. What is the purpose of this live stream? I just want to hang out with y'all. I want to talk football. I want to talk draft advice. Draft season is here. And I'm just so pumped up that I want to hang out with the community here for a little bit. How we doing? The first thing I see, can you rate my team, Jake? Ethan, why you got a team already, bro? It's August 2nd. We got to slow it up just a little bit here. Bango, becoming a member for the 10th month, says at work, just hopped in to say hi, and thanks for all the content, Bango. Appreciate you, my friend. How everybody doing out there, huh? Everybody excited? Everybody have a good day at school, work, whatever it is you did today? Everybody good? But yeah, we're just going to talk football for a little bit, and this is how it's going to go. And I'm going to be right up there at the front and tell you guys, we're going to hang out here and we're going to continue to talk football as long as the chat has some positive vibes and it's popping. We're going to hang out for a little bit. If the chat's a little bit slow, I may just have to go over and do a members only Zoom call. We'll see. I told the people I'm going to start doing that. So if you haven't become a member yet, consider it, because I'm just going to be dropping Zoom links every week and we just sit there and we talk with each other. It's great fun. Great fun. Ray Fultz, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? 23 months, Ray. Appreciate you. Kalafa, how you doing? Says much love and aloha, Jake. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Thank you guys here for hopping in. Going to give it a minute or so to see who all hops in here. We're going to start talking some football. Jesse McClure. Nice to be with you, Jake. Please keep kicking it. Damn right, Jesse. That's what we do around here is we kick it. Especially if Kyle's in the room. I will definitely kick it if Kyle's in the room. Never mind. Anyway, if you had to pick the number one, who is your guy, Matty P? What up, Matty P? Right now, my number one guy is still Justin Jefferson. I can't come off of Justin Jefferson. It's just the amount of volume that he's going to see. Quality volume that he's going to see. It's just unparalleled. I mean, the ceiling is still super huge. The weekly floor is safe. It's Justin Jefferson for me still. I'm the son you couldn't claim on taxes, Trey. I'll try to claim you on taxes, though, Trey. I'll try to claim whatever I can on taxes, right? Josh Miller, Gibbs or Aaron Jones? Great question. Sneak peek. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to drop some bombs on Jahmyr Gibbs. Not saying, just saying, I still love myself some Aaron Jones, though. I absolutely love Aaron Jones. If I had to choose one, if I took a gamble early, I'll play it safer with Aaron Jones. If I have a solid, group, a core in the first 3 rounds that I feel pretty solid about, then I'll take the gamble and go Jahmyr Gibbs. But Aaron Jones is somebody who I absolutely love this year. Got 164 people in here, 35 likes. We need to change that as quick as humanly possible. Thoughts on Ramondre Noah? I love Ramondre Stevenson. They still haven't added anybody in New England. They're kind of giving him this lowered workload in the offseason here. whatever. He's going to be fine. He can catch passes. He can run between the tackles. He can do all things. They didn't add DeAndre Hopkins, which is great for him. Going to get a lot of work. I'm hoping we make it through the remainder of the offseason and we don't get like a Leonard Fournette or a Zeke Elliott. I don't think Dalvin will go there, but I'm just hoping those guys avoid New England because it's Ramondre Stevens season part 2 this year. What happens to Hall once Cook signs? John Soares. Well, his value is already too high, right? Breece Hall, like running back 11, is redonkulous. It should not be that high. It's going to come down, and he's probably going to, honestly, they're both probably going to be pretty close to each other in the rankings. They're both going to probably fall in that 4th round area because they're going to eat into each other's ceiling. Caitlin, I have Herbert on my radar this year. I don't know if that's Justin Herbert or Khalil Herbert, but either way, you're probably feeling fancy and calling him Herbert. Just a guess. Let's see. What do we think about Dalton Schultz this year? Well, Houston's not going to be great again, so they're going to have to throw the ball a lot again. Unfortunately, there's a lot more options in Houston than in years past. Dalton Schultz is probably going to be like a safety valve, but it's probably not going to be somebody that I consistently want to start each and every week, at least until we see how the start of the season goes. But I would not want him to be my only tight end heading into the season. What's up, you handsome devil, Bean? I see you out there, Bean. How you doing? How you doing out there, Bean? What's going on? What else are we going to talk about? You want as much Darren Waller. As much what of Darren Waller, Brandon? Be specific, bro. I mean, if you want me to fill in the blank for that, you ain't going to like the decisions that I make for you. Let's see here. But no, I do love me some Darren Waller. Picking 7th. Good options. Honestly, right there, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed, I'm looking for Tyreek Hill. Hopefully he's there. If he's not, I'm probably looking the way of Nick Chubb. Because I have rankings coming out here pretty soon, so I don't want to give them all away here. But Jonathan Taylor done tumbled down the rankings. Y'all, I don't know if you caught my video the other day. I said it there. I'll say it here. Because maybe you haven't checked it out yet. For whatever reason, I don't know. You probably should have watched it. I'm making this statement on Jonathan Taylor. If he is not re-signed, extended in Indianapolis, or traded, I am not drafting Jonathan Taylor in 2023. I will not do it. Now, they've already come out and said, hey, we're not going to extend him. And we're not going to trade him either. A little bit of a stalemate, and I don't want to deal with that drama on my fantasy team for a 1st-round pick, so I've dropped Jonathan Taylor, deep down the list now. Everybody be nice to Anna out there. Anna, thank you for I didn't even tell Anna we were going live, but here she is, like usual. Let's see here. J-Rob GC and Team Energy Jake. Travis Kelce shouldn't be a 1st-round pick whatsoever. Prove me wrong, please. I mean, it's all about position scarcity, right? The guy's basically a wide receiver. He scores wide receiver numbers. So if you're going to take a wide receiver in the 1st round, why wouldn't you take Travis Kelce? At least you know, as of right now, he should win that position every single week. If that's your case of why shouldn't I take him? I don't want to take him. Then you probably should have nothing but running backs in your 1st-round rankings because he's basically a wide receiver. Appreciate you, Eyes Wide. Ricky, what's going on, Ricky? I see you out there. Cornell, you like how I accentuated the deep into that one? What the heck, Jake? Peasy. What's going on, Peasy? It's either I start buying cards or I do a live stream. I did a live stream. Maybe I'll buy cards later. Luis, I appreciate you out there, my friend. How you doing? You were watching a members-only trial of the Century stream, but I couldn't leave you alone. I'll catch the replay, Anna. That's love right there. When are my rankings going to be coming out? Well, they're updated in the draft guide tomorrow. However, the videos will probably be, what is today? The videos will probably be next week, but they'll be updated in the draft guide tomorrow. If you haven't gotten a draft guide yet, why? Link down below in the description. If you want it for free, sign up for Underdog. You make a minimum $10 deposit and use the referral code Headliners. They're going to send you a free draft guide. So that's a way to get it for half off. Jonathan, I already said it, my friend. I don't just make videos and then do different things. If any of you have played with me in a league before, if I say it on camera, if I say it in a video, it's what I do in real life. Justin Jefferson has been my number one all offseason. If I'm on the clock at the first pick, I'm taking Justin Jefferson. Unless it's a super flex league, unless it's some different type of scoring format. Anything normal, half PPR, full PPR, whatever it may be, I'm going Justin Jefferson number one. Ricky, Jake, I have an open ticket on Discord. Can we answer the question love, which I think you mean live, so people can learn how the ticket system works? That's a great idea. So if you're a member here and you're a member of Excessive Chubb, you get access to Discord, a feature in Discord. Everybody will get access to Discord once you become a member, but there is a feature in here where you can send tickets and it directly texts me and Kyle, actually the entire team, me, Kyle, Ethan, Taylor, Mac. We all get like a text message and we can help you out. Let me pull up Ricky's. It says, I'm looking at CMC highlights and Eckler highlights, and I must say I prefer Eckler. It seems like Eckler runs out of bounds, so he doesn't get hit a lot on screenplays. He is also open because of a lot of talented outside weapons. CMC and Eckler are the same when it comes to being explosive, but CMC sure does get a lot of contact. Thoughts on this? Eckler also has more avoided tackles per attempt, according to the most efficient running back video posted on this channel. So when it comes to these two, very similar, Ricky, right? Between CMC, Austin Eckler. They do a lot of the same type of things. The only reason that I still have CMC higher is because of the whole contract situation with running backs, to where we know Austin Eckler isn't happy. Is it one of those situations where he doesn't get paid after his quarterback just got paid, by the way? If he gets a nagging injury throughout the year, is he going to play through it? Or is he going to sit down and be like, I ain't going to risk it because I ain't gotten paid yet? That's like my worry a little bit with Austin Eckler. Both those guys, super high ceiling, but I'll take the guy with the least amount of drama early in the draft, and that's still going to be CMC. He does take more bigger hits, but he's also a Swiss Army knife too, right? I mean, he gets so many touches in that offense. Now that we know that it looks like Brock Purdy is the quarterback, all systems go for CMC. Appreciate you out there, Ricky, but that's how the ticket system works, right? So I got Ricky's. Can you see it? This is a direct message with me and Ricky right here. He asking questions, we answering them live. Yeah, absolutely. Anna put the directions there if you want to connect to Discord for all new members. So if you're interested, hit the blue join button right below. Dapper Dan, what's going on? Says, I'm stuck between Robinson Jr., round 13, Walker round 11, and London round 12. Or Pickens round 14, where I drafted them at. Who do you keep? Robinson Jr. There's too many people named Robinson. Who are we thinking about? Robinson in round 13? Isaiah, who are we talking about? My mind is completely blank right now. Completely blank. Outside of that, though, God, this is driving me freaking nuts. What Robinson are we talking about? PZ, I ain't showing our DMs. There's some classified shiznit up in there. Anybody know what Robinson we're talking about? No. Brian Robinson? Okay, Brian Robinson. There, I got you. So we got Brian Robinson in 13, Walker in 11, London in 12, Pickens in 14. Well, honestly, I don't love any of them. It would be Kenneth Walker right now, but Kenneth Walker dealing with his own set of injuries along with Zach Charbonnet. So that worries me a little bit. London, I'm not on. Pickens is like the ultimate boomer bust pick, right? He's either going to go out there and annihilate the league, or he's going to go out there and get 600 yards and 3 touchdowns, and everybody's going to be disappointed. Like, there's no in between there, I don't believe. If it's me, it's Walker, but I'm waiting till the last possible second to make that decision in hopes that we see that he's going to be a little bit healthier. Let's see. Ryan Vogel, a member for 23 months. You haven't gotten the draft guide? You should. See, Ryan out there telling people. Ryan knows. I randomly bought one in 2019 without seeing a video and have been a headliner ever since. Third is my worst finish since joining. Love the nation. Ryan, we appreciate you. It's all card stuff, Anna. It's all like secret under the table black market card deals. You know what I mean? We're kind of like, I'm not as much of a card junkie as Peasy, but he has corrupted me quite a bit over the years. What else do we got? Dolph Fan, what's going on? Appreciate you out there. Says, hey, I'm in a Superflex auction league where I get one keeper, 6 points per passing touchdown. Would you keep Fields for 22, AJ Brown for 30? If it helps, last year Mahomes went for 44 and Allen went for 57. what sucks is the 6 point per passing touchdown isn't going to overly help Fields, right? Because we know his touchdown total isn't going to be high. But I also have to imagine that a lot of people are going to keep those top quarterbacks in a super flex keeper. So that's where I'm a little concerned, right? Because you know those top guys are probably going to be kept. The Mahomes, the Allen, the Hurts, the Burrow, those guys probably going to be kept. So honestly, I'm taking the discount and I'm keeping Fields for 22 and spending that money elsewhere to try to get myself some higher end skill positions at the running back and wide receiver position. AJ Brown versus Doomtar in a full PPR, very close, but who we taking? Peasy. In a full PPR, I tend to lean Doomtar because the amount of volume he's going to see. I could see higher touchdown totals by season end for AJ Brown, though. So I think AJ Brown has the higher ceiling, but in full PPR, I'm probably going to lean towards Doomtar, especially with no Jameson Williams to start the season. He could definitely be somebody that absolutely catapults you right off the start. What teams could end up with Taylor? Walter John. I see you out there, Walter John. Realistically, it's going to be hard, right? Because we already know the running back market sucks balls anyway. Nobody's paying running backs. And if you trade for Jonathan Taylor, you're basically locking yourself into having to pay the guy. Otherwise, you're going to have the same freaking problem. So there's very few teams where this is going to work. But I think we've also seen that the NFL salary cap is just like a term. Like they can manipulate that bad boy all they want to make things happen. What teams could he go to where we would love it for fantasy? There's not very many. Honestly, right now, Miami is probably my last team that I can look at and be like, I really want a stud to go there. But outside of that, I don't know if there's many places they can go and be like a super high level running back. People will say like Buffalo. I like James Cook. I'm sorry. I like James Cook. I like Damian Harris. I don't think they need somebody else. So Miami is still the only team that I'm really looking at. But I don't think he goes there. If they get anybody, it would be Dalvin, I would think. Because they could just sign Dalvin Cook and not to trade anything for him. Let's see here. What else we got? Batmat Gaming, been a member for 22 months. In my home league, we have 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, and 6 bench spots. It's half PPR. How should I target wide receivers and running backs and with that lineup setting? So really, you have an extra wide receiver than normal because you got 3 and 2 flex spots, so 1 extra flex. You can't score points without touches, right? I'm looking for targets. I'm looking for quality targets. I'm looking for carries. So honestly, I don't know if I really approach the draft much different because that should always be what we're looking for, right? Is the guys who get the most touches that can score us the most points. Honestly, I will still be a heavier running back guy, so I would love to have running backs in my flex if possible, because we can kind of earmark, 16, 18 touches a week from some of these guys. So if you get an elite wide receiver early and then kind of balance it out after that between running backs and wide receivers, that's kind of where I'm going. I want those guaranteed touches in my flex spot wherever I can get them. Kalafa, what's going on, Kalafa? So it's prediction on Kamara, Jake. Suspension worth drafting late. Yeah, I mean, we've known for a while he's going to be expensive, or he's going to be suspended, but how long is it going to be? Honestly, I've heard reports all the way from it being only 2 games all the way up to 6 games with potentially 9 games. So honestly, if I had to guess without having any knowledge on this exact situation, I'm going to guess right around 6 games. With it being 6 games, we've seen things like this before, like with DeAndre Hopkins and stuff like that. The only way that I draft Alvin Kamara this year is if my team already has a minimum of 3 solid running backs that I know I can count on weekly. If I'm looking at my running backs on my roster going, damn, I don't know if this is going to be good or not, then no, I'm not even touching Alvin Kamara because I don't want to deal with that. If I can look at him and be like, hell yeah, I love these 3 guys, well, then maybe I take a stab on it. It's kind of like a risk on my bench spot. But you got to be really careful because I hate tying up a spot that's not going to score you any points for 6 weeks or whatever the outcome may be. So it really just depends on how your draft has gone up until then. Brandon McBroom, am I fading Cooper Kupp? Honestly, yeah, I am now. You'll see that you're all just trying to steal my rankings away from me, right? Cooper Kupp is another guy that I've dropped down, and it's not just because of this recent minor injury. I just love the other guys more that are around him. The Amon-Ra St. Browns, the Garrett Wilsons, the Tyreek Hills. I love those guys this year. So I don't know if I can take a risk on Cooper Kupp, who's already banged up, has an aging quarterback with an elbow ligament that's like a flimsy paperclip that you found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. I just don't know if I want to trust that. That's a huge risk in round one, and I'm kind of risk adverse in round one, if I'm being completely honest. Tyler Turner, I appreciate that support out there. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Draft Guide is fire. You ain't got it. Go get it expeditiously. OEG dropping big words. Very many syllables in that word. Anna gifting 5 memberships. Anna, thank you very much. Everybody who got a gifted membership from Anna, you better say thank you. Now, for the next month, you are gifted a membership, and you can join Discord for a month, and you can see how banger it really is. There isn't a better Discord out there. I'll tell you that right now. Nick, how do you get a draft guide? There's a link down below in the description, or you can just go to thefantasyheadliners.com. I mean, we got 321 people here. If we can get these likes up, maybe I'll give away a couple draft guides. Not saying, just saying. Brandon, you got yourself a draft guide. Thank you. Headliner Discord is a beast. You better believe it. Peasy out there gifting 5 memberships. Everybody thank Peasy out there for the generosity of this community. There isn't a more generous community out there. Bar none, hands down, there's just not. Not in the fantasy space, not even close. Chub that like button ASAP. You better believe it, OAG. Oh, look at Meech got lucky. Meech wanted one, then he ended up getting one of Peasy's. Anna even says right here, you want a free membership? Make sure that you allow gifted memberships in your settings. It'll pop up on the screen if you want to be able to be allowed to get a gifted membership. And how you better your chances is by being active on the channel, hitting the like button, leaving comments, being active in live chats. They see that, they track that. The most frequent guys that are in the chat at the time, they'll be the ones who get the gifted memberships. Ghost, you've been down for a little while, but happy to see me again. Ghost, what's going on, man? You good? You good out there? Pick me, coach. Quit begging for memberships out there. Start talking some football. What else we got? Checking Discord is on my to-do list every morning, especially in season, right? In season gets a little bit crazy. Now it's great because like we're all like a community in there. I don't feel, off topic here for a second, I don't feel like, oh, I have a Discord full of members. Like, I feel like I know a lot of these guys personally. Like, we go through personal issues together at times, and that's next level right there. That's right, Walter John. Interesting comments. Great comments. Cup keeper in the 4th. Okay, Saint. That right there is about the time that I don't know if I would pass it, right? Cup in the 1st, that's a little bit expensive. Cup in the 4th, though, I'm willing to take that risk, but just get yourself some solid players, a good solid core of the first 3 rounds. Anna now gifting 10 memberships? Anna, you kind of like work here. You don't have to be doing all this. Ian, thoughts on James Cook breakout season? We love James Cook. We just want Buffalo to love James Cook and give him touches. Last year, we expected more volume. He just didn't get it. I'm hoping that they kind of saw that and be like, you know what, let's get this guy some more touches. They're talking about it already in camp. If he can get the volume, he's going to be great. And I'm still sticking by Damian Harris as being the guy that could have the Jamal Williams type season where he gets a lot of goal line touchdowns. Yeah, everybody needs to be thanking Anna out there again. Anna out there just gifting memberships like they're going out of style. Who is droppable for Jeff LaChance? Who is droppable? Hunt, Gainwell, Pirine, Cheers. Right now, I'm going to drop the guy who still doesn't have a team. But I guess it kind of depends on what kind of depth you already have. Right, I'm taking this as a dynasty team. If you already have a lot of solid running backs, then maybe I keep Hunt. And I'm like, you know what, let's just see where he signs. If you really need to like be dependent on somebody, Gainwell still has the opportunity, as of right now, to get more touches early in the season than Hunt does. Still time for that to change, and I see him signing somewhere. But it really depends what you have ahead of him. if you can afford to just, keep him there for a few weeks, because I don't think anybody's going to rush to pick up Kenneth Gainwell with Rashad Penny there and DeAndre Swift there and Jalen Hurts taking a lot of the rushing. So maybe you keep Hunt for a couple weeks. If he signs somewhere, great. If he doesn't, you just drop him and pick up Gainwell, and no worse for the wear. What's going on with the JT situation? It is a very bad situation. They do not... This is what I don't understand about the NFL. How hard is it to have a man-to-man conversation these days? It's obvious it's not happening, right? Because even though they met, they just immediately left that and went and started trashing each other on social media. So obviously what the real feelings weren't said face-to-face, which is what a lot of people do nowadays. But it's not good, and that's why I want no part of it. Either everybody is happy and paid and extended, or he plays somewhere else. But I am not. If nothing changes, I will not draft Jonathan Taylor this year. None whatsoever. Any rookies to draft early, Frisky? I mean, obviously everybody's taking Bijan early. Jahmyr Gibbs is probably going to be somebody in that 4th to 5th round range, depending on your league size, that I do love if you want to take a stab at an upside guy. Jordan Addison is still a guy that I really like a lot this year. If I had to really peg one rookie wide receiver to stand out, Jordan Addison would be my guy for that immediate target share. An immediate huge target share too, which is great. Tyler Turner. Which player should I keep? 12-team, full PPR. Who returns the most value? Burrow in the 6th, Ingram in the 13th, Breece in the 3rd, Pierce in the 8th. I really wish Joe Burrow was 100% healthy, because that would make this decision a heck of a lot easier. Breece in the 3rd, that's not much of a discount, right? I mean, that's basically where he's going to be going anyway, so that's really not a great deal. Plus, I don't like the potential of coming off the injury and them adding somebody else. Evan Ingram in the 13th. You can get him in the 13th, probably later on in the regular draft anyway. Dameon Pierce in the 8th. I would love to have Dameon Pierce. Can we all trust the Texans to not screw this up and give the ball too much to Devin Singletary? That's what I don't really know. Personally, right now, I'm waiting as long as you can, Tyler. Once again, that is my biggest advice for keeper leagues. Don't make that selection until you absolutely have to, because so much can change. As of right now, though, I'm going with Joe Burrow in the 6th. What rookie do I think has the best season? Briz, it's probably going to be Bijan, right? That's the easy answer, I think, is Bijan. I absolutely love Anthony Richardson. When we got to, talk to Anthony Richardson at the Combine, watch him, produce there on the field, the guy has it, right? You can just tell he has it. And a lot of those, reports and rumors on what he can and can't do on the football field, a lot of people looking for clicks in the offseason. You got to ignore some of the noise. The dude is doing just fine on the field right now for where he's at in his career. I mean, he was just drafted like 3 months ago, and everybody's like, dude's not a Hall of Famer yet. He's not going to make Anthony Richardson the real deal. The Boss says he loves headliners. Let's go. I appreciate that. And then right after that, Anna says, I love them, but I don't trust them. Hopefully she's not talking about us. Oh, the Texans. Okay, gotcha, Anna. Sean McHugh and Jake, I'm in the 5th spot in a 12-team PPR league. Would it be smart to take a risk and draft 3 running backs first? I'm still heavy running back early, but when I went through and I did all the research, and I don't know if you guys saw the video where I kind of broke down the best possible chance for the highest scoring lineups. 1 wide receiver early, and then follow it up with a running back. Get yourself a top-tier quarterback in that 4th or 5th round. I'm still going with a wide receiver for the most part in the 1st round. I'm not going to reach, too far down the list if a lot of wide receivers go right away, but I'm still trying to find one of those elite guys. I'm trying to get a Jefferson, a Chase, a Tyreek Hill. If I can get one of those guys, they're still going to be my selection. James, I got to know what your favorite Funko is behind you. I don't know if I have a favorite. You can't even see it on camera. It's up here. There's an autographed Joe Montana one. That one's pretty cool, but I'm also old, right? So, I mean, that makes sense. I got all the young quarterbacks. I got the Tua, the Burrow, the Herbert, all those guys. Trevor Lawrence. What I want to know is, why is that damn light yellow? Has it been yellow the whole time? That light ain't ever been yellow. What the hell's going on? Hold on a second. The hell you doing yellow? FAFO, am I right? Anyway. Let's see here. How early would you consider Anthony Richardson? I like him to be my QB2 if possible. 100%, Brandon. 100% your quarterback 2. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would agree with that for sure. No problem with that. Do I want to be my only quarterback? I would need to see him on the field during some preseason games here first before I did that. But I'm telling you, with all the drama with Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson about to go out there and rush for 1,000 yards, y'all. And if that's the case, dude's going to be a top 12 quarterback easy. Easy. Yeah, Chubb could be my favorite Funko too. I got him over there somewhere. What else do we got? Ricky. I have to get ready for week 1. Can't wait for Saturday night streams, Sunday morning streams, and putting in tickets Sunday morning for championships. I'll be watching one of your streams at 3 a.m. in Frankfurt. Oh yeah, you going to Germany, Ricky? For Miami KC? That is awesome right there. Oh, that is awesome. I'd like to go over there and see a game at one point. It's so hard though, because like how do I travel during the season? Like that's, hey Kyle, you got to do 15 videos this week. That wouldn't really work out. So I can't ever travel that far. Red Hulk threw 16 to 18 rounds on Underdog Best Ball. Rate my team so far. So this is Best Ball. QB, you got Allen Russ. Okay. Running backs, you got Najee. Let's see here. Kenneth Walker, Sanders, Pierce, B-Rob. Okay. Wide receiver, you got Diggs, Cooper, Evans, Juju, Sky. Okay. Tight end, Higbee and Kmet. Man, if Higbee can get some targets, this lineup going to be pretty freaking solid, right? I don't understand. Is anybody out there? I had a Bears fan. Before I get into it, Red Hawk, I'm going to give that a solid B+ right there. That's a solid team overall. Doesn't have a ton of upside, but has a lot of solid pieces. So if there's a lot of other injuries, you could find yourself working your way up the ranks. Anyway, I was talking about, damn it, what was I talking? Oh, the Bears. The Bears, there's a lot of Bears fans that defend the Cole Kmet extension. You realize that Cole Kmet got the same amount of money as like Darren Waller? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Does that make sense to anyone out there? I don't get that. Not at all. Let's see here. Goff thoughts. Nicholas, I love Jared Goff. As a sleeper quarterback, a late round stash, love Jared Goff. Anna, why aren't you on camera? Anna's on camera when we do Zoom calls. She always pops into Zoom calls with us. What is this? The Iron Kneecap. Welcome to Holden Chubb. Welcome to the membership. Colin Smith, thoughts on taking Chase over JJ, Ohio native. Honestly, I am a huge Jamar Chase fan. Huge Jamar Chase fan. I can't fault you for that. That would be a little bit more of a fandom pick maybe, but honestly, as long as Burrow's good to go by the start of the season, I totally understand it, and I don't think it's a stupid decision at all. Peasy says she's camera shy. But Peasy, you've never been on camera during a Zoom call. You haven't joined a Zoom call. Now, granted, I sent it during your workday, so you probably didn't have a chance to. But still, you haven't been on camera yet. Timo gifting a membership. Ian Mason got that. Ian, make sure you say thank you. Use your manners in the chat. Oh, he already did. Ian, way to go, man. I never should have doubted you. Never should have doubted you. Ohio homies for the win. That's right. I know, Peasy. I said you were during your workday, but I'm just saying. Kalafa, you can't be camera shy. Why are you camera shy? Daniel, used code headliners on Underdog. How do I receive my draft guide? Just after deposit, you will get another email from Underdog. The draft guide comes directly from Underdog. So if you haven't seen it in your inbox, be sure to check your spam or promotions folder, because you're going to have a separate email, and in that email it says download now, and it will take you to our draft guide. But you weren't on, oh yeah, OEG, you were on camera. I thought that was Peasy. He was right above you. He's always working so he can afford Chase cards. That's probably true. Damian Pierce is a running back too, Matt. I don't hate it. As long as you have some stud wide receivers, right? If you got booty wide receivers and Damian Pierce is your running back too, nah, I don't know about that. But if you got stud wide receivers, then I don't hate it. New to the channel, love what you guys are doing here. Appreciate it. Emasis, that guy. Everybody welcome Emasis to the community. Brandon loving himself the draft guide. Regular Nintendo best fantasy source on the internet. That's what I'm talking about right there. You guys like the offseason content this year? Me and Kyle kind of took a different approach to the content this year. You guys like it? See a lot of positive comments. You guys like it, though? Olave upside over Higgins or too far? Nope. I'm fine with that, Peasy. I don't mind that whatsoever. I like me some Chris Olave. I love Olave this year. Isaiah, of course we're still friends, bro. Why wouldn't we be friends? Did you kick my dog? If you didn't kick my dog, we're good. Then again, I'm pretty sure if you kicked Chubb, he would bite your balls off. So that's not a problem I have to worry about. Oh, Charlene, don't use the R word. Don't miss those days. But I appreciate you hanging around since those days. Thank you very much. Jake, I love those shifts, man. What shifts? What shifts you got? Did I miss out on some shifts? It's been a lot better than last season. I appreciate that. Me and Kyle and Taylor sat down and we made a conscious effort to try to be different this offseason. Can we real talk for a second? Is the community able to real talk behind the scenes? Real talk for a second? We chose to do things that we never saw other people do, right? I didn't even give you a chance to say if real talk was okay. I just went right into it, so I'm hoping you're good. We just said, hey, you know what? We want to bring to the people something that we don't see on other channels. And by doing so, we used a lot of keywords that aren't very high performers on YouTube, right? We stayed away from the normal sleepers and busts and we didn't do a whole lot of rankings videos and mock draft, like those main keywords of what everybody does. We tried to stay away from that. And by doing so, I feel like we presented a ton of great content, but it didn't help the channel grow as much because it wasn't the biggest reach that we could have gotten. Does that make sense? So even right now, views are a lot lower than they usually are for us right now, but it looks like they're a lot lower across the board for everybody. It's just overall, we wanted to be different. I don't want to be boring and blended in with everybody else. So that's what happened. But, right now, I appreciate everybody that are sticking with us. Derek Harrell, welcome to Holden Chubb. Welcome to the official Headliner Nation there. Yeah, J-Rob, it's hard, right? Because it makes sense, but we didn't think of the business impact of doing that. We're just like, we want to give the people something better. We didn't realize, okay, well, by doing so, YouTube doesn't recognize those terms very well, and they're not going to push your videos as hard as usual. So, yeah. Now we got to pay the price, right? Gee whiz, yeah, good call. I'm getting so annoyed by all them. You must draft these guys if you want to win your league videos. Man, I don't know. I don't watch other channels very often, and I'm not going to sit here and bash some, even though I would really like to. I would like to name drop if I could, but I'm not that type of guy. It's boring. I feel like I'm bored out there, and I was like, we got to be different than this. We still may try to talk about the same type of things, but we got to present it in a different way that's more exciting. Look at that, Brian dropping the crispy banger alert. Appreciate that. Hey, Paul, I don't have a Paul that works here. No Paul's here. I don't know which Paul we're talking to, Andres. Would you draft Ridley over guys like DK and Devontae Smith? Okay, Ridley's in tomorrow's video with Jahmyr Gibbs. And I got really excited the more I dove into Calvin Ridley. Would I take him over DK? Yes. Would I take him over Devontae Smith? It's really close. I think Calvin Ridley is another one of those guys that, say in the first 3 rounds of your draft, you ended up with an elite wide receiver, an elite running back, and a solid RB2 in the 3rd round, that in the 4th round, Calvin Ridley as your wide receiver 2 could be one of those next level guys to put you over the top. But you got to have that solid core. Let's see here. I do too, J-Rob. I do. And I feel like a lot of people forgot how good Calvin Ridley was. And then those that remember just want to write them off because of the drama over the last 2 years. That's not where I'm at. I'm a little bit more giving second chances to people, not just fantasy related. I'm talking about humans in general. I feel like the guy was in a dark spot and got his life back to where he wanted it to be, and good for him, right? And if he looks good on tape, and if we can continue to get him touches in a great offense with a good quarterback, yeah, I don't know why I shouldn't like that. Mad Dog, how does the draft guide translate to auction leagues, salary cap leagues, cost first round drafted? Honestly, the draft guide isn't just built on strategies. It's to teach you everything you need to know about players so that you can take all the knowledge on all the players and apply it to whatever format you play in. So it's not like, oh, here's all the auction value. Auction values are all over the place, right? Because nobody uses the same set of auction values, and all it takes is one guy to bid some ridiculous amount to totally mess everything up. So we don't put that kind of stuff in there because honestly, once it's printed, it's almost pointless, right? We would rather teach you everything about the players so that you have the knowledge to make the better choices based off the knowledge you already have. Now Andre says laughing, haha, Jake, Tyreek or Chubb 6th overall in standard. Honestly, in standard, Chubb's going to be safer. Tyreek's going to have the higher ceiling, but I love both of them in standard, right? Those are two solid standard players whatsoever. If you'd rather play it safer, it's Chubb. But if it's me, honestly, and this is hard for me to say because Nick Chubb, my boy, right? Me and Nick go way back. I'm almost leaning towards Tyreek Hill. And I say that because I absolutely love that the Miami Dolphins have a backup quarterback now that throws the ball down the field. Like that. Last year we had Skylar Thompson, and he didn't do anything when Tua went out. Now, Mike White. Remember Mike White? Dude's like throwing the ball deep down the field to Garrett Wilson in New York last year. He wants to throw the ball deep, and now he's Tua's backup. It's a great insurance policy. So I do like Tua, and I do like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle a lot this year. Whose birthday is it? Paul saying Andrew, happy birthday. Andrew. Who's Andrew? Andrew Clark. Right? Andrew Clark. God bless everyone. It's my birthday today, and I'm blessed to enjoy fantasy football another year. Here's to 33, and everyone have a healthy and safe year. Andrew, happy birthday to you. Only 33. You're making me feel old. I'm probably still one of the oldest people here tonight, right? I'm sure I probably am. I see these little hearts floating up, or like little emojis floating. I ain't live streamed by myself in a minute. That's the first time I've seen that. What happens when you hit that? The stream doesn't get more likes. You just like in the chat because the stream likes aren't going up. Everybody hit that little heart emoji. Let's see what. Can we make that? Can I hit it? Am I allowed to hit my own heart emoji? Oh, hell yeah. Look at me. I can heart my own chat. Peasy, yes, I'll be 42 in 2 weeks, Peasy. Right? Yeah, 42. In 2 weeks. I'm an Andrew, and I'm 32. Man, there's 30-year-old Andrews everywhere in the chat right now. Rob's going to be 30 tomorrow. Should we all hang here till midnight to wish Rob a happy birthday? Oh, Matt, you're 55? Hell yeah, Matt. Thank you for being here. More power to the older people. Regular Nintendo's 43. I'm not the oldest. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I feel old at times, right? Like my body, it ain't what it used to be. No fat comments. But for being like how old, I don't act 42. Do I? Do I act 42? I don't feel like I do. Do I want to call myself immature on the internet? I mean, I like to have a good time. Let's see here. Joshua, appreciate you. Andrea, what's going on? Saying hi to everyone. Notorious Bob, he's going to be 50 in September. Okay, see? I'm feeling better about myself right now. I'm with all my people. It's perfect. Eyes wide open. It's past his bedtime. It's not past my bedtime. I don't go to bed till like 2 o'clock in the morning every night. I'm never in bed before. If I'm going to bed early, it's like 1 a.m. Like that's me going to bed early. That's right, Peasy. Kind of fit and kind of fat. It's like it sums up my entire life. Who the hell is Doomtar? Richard, thank you for asking. Doomtar is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last year during a live stream, we had a viewer ask a question about Amon-Ra, but his phone auto-corrected to Doomtar. So ever since then, the entire community calls him Doomtar. It is what it is. Yeah, Peasy knows him. I'll send Peasy some messages like late at night about cards. I know he's probably already sleeping. We're in a different time zone. Chris Brooks, love the show. Former draft guide purchaser. You into Dynasty at all? Was curious which handcuff you would rather have for Brees. Izzy is here. Well, I do like myself some Dynasty leagues. The part that worries me is like what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook, right? Because if Dalvin Cook signs, more than likely it's only going to be for 1 year. Because they're not going to... Maybe it's too early to say this. I feel like Brees Hall should be in the conversation for the first overall pick next year. Like that dude, I love Brees Hall. We just got to get him a year away from that ACL. I love Israel Abanikanda. I do. I think he's a great stash. Is he going to ever be the guy though? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're just looking for depth on the bottom of your bench, I don't mind it at all. It depends if there's any other options out there. I'm a big Jerome Ford guy out of Cleveland. I think he is a stud. Love Jerome Ford. You know what? I actually have a thing here on my Jaylen Warren in Pittsburgh, Pierre Strong in New England. These are all guys that I'm kind of looking for a little bit later if you have an opportunity that I would prefer over Izzy. Nothing against Izzy, just I don't know if he's ever going to be the guy that gets that much work. Let's see here. Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Ben, I'm going to get that crap on a poster. Taylor. Is Taylor out there? Taylor, I need that framed. Vinsanity86, welcome to Holding Chubb. We got 26 new members tonight. Thanks for the gifted memberships and those of you who have joined. It is just 1 hour, but I still feel like I have to message back. I don't ever feel like that. Dude, I text people at weird hours. Taylor especially. Taylor probably gets, and Kyle, they get messages from me all times of the day. When did I go live, Ralph? I have been live for 48 minutes and 16 seconds, to be exact. Some dumb. This could be kind of weird to say, but I'm actually 15, almost 16. First off, what's up with your name, man? Come on. You ain't gonna get no... People ain't going to take you seriously out there. We need a serious name if you want people to take you seriously. That's life lesson number 1. Okay? That one was for free. Is it weird that you're 15, almost 16? No. Anybody can play fantasy football. So you're good. Don't worry about it. Warhorse. I was trying to say I really like those shirts, kind of fit, kind of fat, not shifts. Okay, I got you. My bad. But tell Paul I say hi. I don't know where Paul came from. Paul out there just answering every question. Paul Wakefield does not work here, but he out there, I guess he's out there doing the Lord's work, right? He just out there just volunteering his time. I can't vouch that, honestly, I've seen Paul's name a lot. I've never seen the question that he's answering, so I can't speak for Paul. I can't vouch for Paul. I mean, I always got to give people benefit of the doubt, but I just don't know. Major heart eyes for Jake and Doomtar. I do like some Doomtar this year. Chris Brooks, I have Najee and Brees looking to handcuff both. Okay. I mean, honestly, I just don't know if they're available. Like, Jaylen Warren is definitely somebody who I just mentioned that would be great to have as a handcuff for Najee. Brees, it would be Izzy. I mean, Michael Carter, it's just one of those things. I think if something goes on with Brees Hall next year, it's going to be a committee style approach and not going to be one guy that's going to take you to the promised land. The top guy goes out, it's going to be a team effort at that point. Where I think if Jaylen Warren is available, if something happens to Najee, Jaylen Warren could actually play all 3 downs get a fair amount of work, can catch the ball out of the backfield in an offense that's going to be improved behind an improved offensive line. So I think Jaylen Warren has that better opportunity to be like a plug-and-play guy than an Izzy does, if that makes sense. Chris Brooks out there just telling people to like the stream, you animals. 226 likes, 350 people watching. Eyes wide open are yours. Who's draft worthy on the boys? So we're talking about the Cowboys, right? Tony Pollard, of course. I don't mind Dak Prescott this year. Outside of that, CeeDee Lamb. That's about it. We got Lamb, we got Pollard, we got Dak. The only guys I'm even contemplating. Lamb's going to be a late first, early second round pick for me. Tony Pollard's going to probably have to be taken in the second if you want him this year. I am a little bit worried that Tony Pollard's going to break down at some point this year if they don't get somebody else to take away a little bit more of that early down work. I'm just afraid some of the efficiency numbers are going to get hurt, and I want him to stay healthy. I'm just going to say that. But Dak, obviously, they're going to throw the ball quite a bit. New offensive coordinator there, right? No more Kellen Moore. He's gone. He's in with LA with the Chargers. So things could change a little bit, but really it's Lamb, Pollard, and Dak, and that's about it. Not interested in the tight ends. Not interested in Brandon Cooks, really. Maybe super late. I think Brandon Cooks is going to be one of those guys that has like 20 points in 1 week and then scores 3 points like the next 3 weeks, and you bench him because you're pissed off at him, and then he absolutely freaking goes off again and scores like 20 points. And you can just never gauge when he's going to be going off. James, appreciate you. Is a Bijan 1.1 and 14-team PPR redraft. Who's at the 2-3 turn? First off, I'm not a huge fan of Bijan 1.1. I got to be honest. I got to throw that out there. I can't do it. It gives him no ceiling, right? In order for Bijan to return draft value at the 1.1, he has to have like 2,100 total yards and 18 touchdowns. That's a lot, right? That's a lot to expect from a rookie. At the 2-3 turn, who can you expect to be there? Guys like Aaron Jones, Chris Olave potentially that I like. Guys that I really like. Hold on. Y'all gonna make me pull up players here. So what is that? That is 14. So you're looking at like picks 28 and 29. Yeah, Chris Olave, Jahmyr Gibbs, Joe Mixon could be there, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley in that turn pick potentially. If you want to go with a quarterback, depending on how your first 2 rounds go, you could end up with like a Jalen Hurts potentially right there. It all depends on how heavy your team goes quarterback, but those are the guys right there at the turn that I'm kind of looking for. Let's see here. What's going on with my chat? Okay. Chubb is pissed. I don't know if you can hear it. He is barking at something. Mac, the lone boner out there in the chat. What's going on? Is he yelling at Paul too already? Maybe he is. Oh, Ethan's in the chat too. Look at that. Ethan and Mac both out there in the chat. Lone boner and Ethan turn the doc in the chat. Rory Miller, what's going on? Says, I'm late, but I'm a headliner until you guys stop making videos. You can't find better fantasy content. I promote you guys when I can too. Rory, we appreciate that 100% for sure. When are we going to be doing auction advice videos, Will? They don't get any views. If you go on our channel right now and search for the word auction, I believe there's like 2 videos out there with draft strategies in them. But honestly, the amount of work that goes into it for it to get 100 views, we're kind of just leaving those 1 videos we have up there. There's also a draft strategy section in the... If there's somebody at my front door, Chubb is pissed about it. Anyway. Yeah. Draft Guy, there's a draft strategy section in there that talks about auctions. Derek Harrell, would you know your top 3 players you've drafted in fantasy all time? All time? Dude, I've been playing fantasy football for almost 23 years. I used to draft Calvin Johnson every single year. Jamal Charles was somebody who I was big on at first. I mean, I've been a Nick Chubb supporter since he came into the league. I try to draft. The thing with that, though, is everybody knows that I love Nick Chubb, and they always try to take him in front of me. So if anybody is in the league that they know where I'm at, they always try to take him early just so I can't have him. Ricky, Team 1, CMC, A.J. Brown, Olave, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, Pacheco, Goddard, Pittman, Tua, or Team 2, CMC, A.J. Brown, Stevenson, Ridley, DJ Moore, Pacheco, Goddard, Pittman, Tua. So A.J. Brown's the same. We're going to swap out Olave. You're going to get Stevenson. So you'll have Stevenson over Aaron Jones and then Ridley. But you got DJ Moore there too. Ooh, that right there is tough. Honestly, the safer team is Team 1, Ricky. Like that's like your safety net. You want to go for the gusto, it's Team 2. The potential ridiculous ceiling of CMC, A.J. Brown, Stevenson, Ridley, and more. And we didn't even talk about like Pacheco or Goddard. I mean, Pacheco, if healthy, is going to surprise a lot of people. I think I would tend to go Team 2, even though I love Aaron Jones in Team 1. What round are you targeting Calvin Ridley, Lorenzo? I'm hoping end of 4th. Late 4th. I love it, but it's really going to depend who I started off my draft with. Let's see here. We got the lone boner out there talking. JT86TN. Who would you take first overall in a standard league? I mean, honestly, it's hard to not just say Justin Jefferson across the board, right? I mean, it just makes a lot of sense for that to be the case. But I probably lean a little bit more towards the running back there. And if you want to play it safer, it's Christian McCaffrey. In a standard league, I may just go balls out and go Bijan. I'm losing my voice. Done too many videos here lately. Let's see what else we got. My boy Chubb is furious. TMI, Ethan. TMI. Matt, headliner for life. King Henry or Barkley? Man. A lot of people want to hop off the Derrick Henry bandwagon because he's had so much volume and he's going to get hurt and he's getting older. But damn it, the king is still the king. I probably lean towards Saquon Barkley for the pass-catching upside. But it's super close. P said he had to say Jamal Charles because him and Dez put up 87 one week in the playoffs and killed me. Facts. I remember those type of days. Anna said there is a 50-50 chance she just broke her kneecap slamming it into her desk. I'm definitely going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. Doc, are you in the house? Anna needs a consultation. Put it on the company tab. Jake, what stack do you like better? Herbert, Eckler, Allen, or Lawrence, Etienne, Kirk? I mean, the cheaper option is going to be the Jags selection, right? Because then you could still have that super stack there and have solid players in the earlier rounds still. But I don't. The stack that's going to score the most points, I still have to believe it's going to be Herbert, Eckler, and Allen. It would be the way I go. The problem is that's going to tie up like 3 of your first 5 round picks right there, all on the same team. That's kind of tough to swallow. Ricky, I remember my first 2 fantasy picks in 2012. Chris Johnson and Andre Johnson was another one. Yes, I loved Andre Johnson back in the day. Remember that fight that he got into where they ripped the helmet? Who was it? Cortland Finnegan or something like that? They ripped each other's helmets off. That was legit. Toy Stories. Who would you take first in a PPR league? It's still Justin Jefferson. It's going to be Justin Jefferson all offseason long. Ethan. Telling Anna, ice it and rest it. That will be $500, Jake. Damn, I said put it on the tab. I didn't tell you to jack the price up. Finally, I found a job that provides healthcare coverage. Exactly. The doctors are just a little bit iffy around here, right? Jake, how we getting that Joe B autograph picture? D. Mitch, it's sitting right over here. Right over yonder. I'm doing a giveaway in tomorrow's video. It's not the Joe Burrow picture, but it will be coming up in a video here at some point, so make sure you stay tuned. LT, Terry Hudak Terry in this chat. First time I've said that in 2023, I think. What's going on, Terry? Loving some LaDainian Tomlinson. Keep 2 out of Mixon, Mahomes, AJ Brown, and a half PPR. Eddie Ciampa. I don't know if there's rounds associated with these guys. If there's not, I'm keeping Mahomes and Brown, and then I can just draft Mixon later on. Let's see. Steve Johnson, finally. Been waiting months. Been waiting for what months, Steve? Andrew Clark, LT all day. Same old Terry, living the dream. I hear you. Stevenson or Aaron Jones, TD13. I still have Stevenson higher, but I love both. Give me both if possible. JD Demizio, aloha from Hawaii. Man, all these people in Hawaii, damn it. I want to go to Hawaii. Best fantasy channel out there, stoked for the season. JD, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy Hawaii. I'm just going to chill here in North Carolina, I guess, for the rest of the year. 8 months. 8 months of what, Steve? Live streams? Like you've been missing the live stream? Is that what you're talking about? D. Mitch, Jake, y'all should do a video on the best stack combos in fantasy and what rounds you'd most likely be able to... I already made that video for the most part, D. Mitch. I think it's called Unbeatable Stacks. It's on the channel right now. Don't leave. Watch it after the stream. Is JT undraftable this year? Too many red flags for me. You know the deal. I said it at the beginning. If he doesn't get extended and paid or traded, I'm not drafting Jonathan Taylor this year. I'm just not doing it. Cody Peterson, appreciate you out there. Says Jacobs or Pollard. Got 3rd pick going wide receiver first. If I had to choose between Jacobs and Pollard, I still have Jacobs higher. Pollard may be slightly safer, but I still have Jacobs higher. Did you from Arizona to Carolina, Ricky? Did I what from Arizona to Carolina? Did I move there? Yes. I lived in Arizona for 31 years and then moved cross country to North Carolina. And I haven't missed Arizona since, other than the Mexican food and the family and friends. That's it. Kevin, hello from St. Louis. Unfortunately, not Hawaii. Dude, Kevin, I felt that on the inside, right? Like that is, I'm right there with you. Derek Harrell, appreciate you. Says rookie draft season. Ertz and Conklin are your current. Ertz and Conklin are my current. Which rookie tight end to take? Okay, well, yeah, you are in tight end hell right now, Derek. Like, that is almost, dude, Chubb is pissed off. There must be somebody walking around outside, and Chubb is perusing the grounds. I don't even know if you guys can hear him or not. Rookie tight end. I mean, honestly, we're looking at 2 guys for the most part, right? It's Dalton Kincaid or it's Sam Laporta. I'm not a big Michael Mayer fan. Okay, let me rephrase that. I like Michael Mayer. I don't like him being in Las Vegas, right? So that part worries me. So it comes down to Laporta and Kincaid. Kincaid still has Dawson Knox to worry about. So honestly, I'm probably leaning towards Sam Laporta. Nice and warm in OKC. I don't know, Anna. I mean, he hasn't barked forever. It's dark outside, though. People probably walking around the neighborhood. Chubb is in like full protection mode. He'll just bite a mofo if he has to. You know what I mean? Like, he don't care. Why is Madison ranked so low? That's a great question. Everybody loved Madison as a handcuff for Cook. And as soon as Cook would go down, Madison would shoot to the top of the rankings. And then Dalvin Cook leaves and everybody hates Alexander Madison. Stupid mindset. Alexander Madison could be a league winner type pick this year for people. I have no issues drafting him. Do I need to go do a perimeter check? No. Trust me, where I live, it's pretty freaking safe around here. I'm sure there's people watching. And Chubb will warn half a county mile, right? Like everybody hears that dog. So we're good. I guess should I check my security cameras live on the internet right now? Because yes, I have cameras everywhere. Let me see. Let's just see, shall we? Let's see what's going on around the yard here real quick to make sure that I'm not being invaded from the north or the south. It's loading. Check them, right? I'm going to check them. Oh. Well, there's nobody else on the inside of the house, so that's a good thing. Backyard. Let's see here. It could be Kyle in my bushes. Wouldn't be the first time. Who's on my doorstep? Dude, I'm not the doorstep you want to come to unannounced. Not a damn thing going on out there. Not a damn thing. Dog just bark. He probably sees a rabbit or something. Who knows? That's right, short fat dude. I got eyes everywhere. My best friend, who has not been to my house in 3 years since she moved to Arizona, walked in yesterday and my dog didn't bark until she said hi. He is useless. Yeah, no, that's... Chubb's going to tell somebody here in a heartbeat. And he has no... Dude, my daughter's friend came over the other day and he about attacked her. We had to like jump in front of her. My wife had to like jump in front. If he doesn't know you, he doesn't like you for the most part. Certain people have been grandfathered in, right? Taylor, I remember when we first got Chubb, Taylor was over here and like he sat on Taylor's lap forever. Taylor's been grandfathered in. He's cool to walk around my house. Mac's been here a lot. He's cool to walk around the house. Kyle, I think he was okay with. Ethan, I think he barked at first, but then got okay with it. What do I miss least about Arizona? The freaking heat. That and the traffic, bro. I was done with the traffic. I used to only work 12 miles from my work, and it would take me like an hour to get there every morning. Stupid. Ryan Neal says, Dynasty trade, I'm wide receiver needy. Traded Love, pick swapped 1.2 for the 1. I can't even talk. Pick swapped the 112 for the 203, and then third round swapped as well, and a 2025 first for Davante Adams. Ryan, I don't think you're going to like my answer, bro. But I got to be real with you. I don't like it. Now, I will say this. There is smoke arising about a potential trade for Davante Adams. If Davante Adams is traded to, say, the Jets, then all of a sudden, love it. If Davante Adams has to endure multiple years of Jimmy G, you may be in a little bit of trouble. Now, the silver lining here is this. He's going to get a lot of volume, right? We know he's going to get the targets. I know he's going to get the receptions. I'm just not convinced that we're going to see the touchdowns and the yardage total that we've seen in years past. That's what worries me the most. So yeah. I see it's funny how you guys hid Steven's comment. Just next time, just kick Steven the hell out. I ain't about to have nobody in here with no negative vibes. Darth Desmond gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate that, Darth. Everybody tell Darth thank you. Especially if you got one of the gifted memberships. Slightly, TD13, Sean, Braden Moore, Christopher Castel. Oh, damn it, Christopher. There ain't no way in hell I'm saying that last name without screwing it up. I'm going to try. Christopher Castellones? Christopher Castellones. Am I close? All right. I'm just going to go ahead and block Steven because he's a douchebag. Okay, he's gone. Let's see here. Absolutely, Darth, legendary status. If you've got Jefferson in the first round, CD, Wilson, or Chubb in the second in a PPR. Okay, well, if you had Jefferson in the first, hear me out, right? We're wavelengthing here. Wavelengthing. If you got Jefferson in the first, more than likely you have probably the first overall pick, first or second, which means you're going to have close to back-to-back turns in the second and third. So if it's me, I'm going to try to go Jefferson early, take Chubb, and then Garrett Wilson, and try to end up with all three of those guys. That would be perfect. I said it perfect, Christopher. That's what I'm talking about. It could be Tater, looking like a homeless person out there in my yard. Drafting Kelsey first, how would you build your team? No, not you, Steve Johnson. We did not block you. There was another one. There was a bad Steven in here. It's a bad Steven. How would you build your team if you take Kelsey first? Honestly, it's not going to look great because either your running backs or your wide receivers they're not going to be solid, right? But you kind of know that going in because of the huge advantage you get from taking Kelsey at the tight end position. You're going to miss out on the elite wide receivers, right? All the top guys are probably going to be gone. So if you go with Kelsey, I'm inclined to take a running back in the next round if all of the elite wide receivers are off the board. Give me a running back, solid running back there in the second, and then try to pair it up in the third and the fourth with a guy like Chris Olave, and then gamble on a guy like Calvin Ridley in the fourth, because then you could end up with an Olave, a Ridley, a Kelsey, and a solid, maybe even like a Ramondre Stevenson or a Derrick Henry. That's a solid start there with a Kelsey start. Taters in hibernation. Facts. Facts for sure. Let's see here. How old? I almost read that. How old is this guy or something? Why does he have 100 Funko Pop dolls? Because I can afford them, Thigh Gap, and you can't. Let's see here. What else we got? I get anxious when I don't have two legit running backs going into 4 or 5. I do too, Walter John. It's like I get anxiety because I'm just like, man, I gotta have two solid guys that I don't have to worry about each week. Is it worth taking Tyreek Hill over Kupp? Yes. Personally, that's what I would do. When my rankings come out, I will have Hill higher than Kupp. Oji Rivera, appreciate your support. Says, our league doing full PPR Superflex this year. However, we are only nerfing the Superflex QB role to half PPR. Coach, what's the move here? It's almost like the QB is Superflex is optional. I'm confused. So, I mean, all Superflexes are meaning that it's QB optional, right? The only way that it has to be a QB is if it's a 2 QB league. But if it's a Superflex, you can put anybody in that position. But what you're saying is because it's a full PPR league and only that spot is half PPR. If that's the case, I'm trying to find that quarterback. Like, I'm not even going to mess around and try to worry about anything else, a running back or whatsoever. I'm putting the priority on 2 quarterbacks, getting one probably in the first round, and then really watching the draft board from that point on. And if quarterbacks start going fast, you're going to have to get yourself a solid second guy. If people are waiting on that second quarterback to where you can wait for the likes of like a let's see here, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, something like that. You want to be ballsy like an Anthony Richardson, but make sure you get yourself a solid second quarterback. I don't want to take that point differential in that spot. Four Loco. Are we riding the Four Loco train this year and giving it a try? Are you skipping it? Hey, I'm not skipping anything. Kyle doesn't drink. More power to him. I get stressed as a mother up in here. I'm not opposed to it. I just ain't never had it. If there was one sitting here right now, I would drink it. But there's not. So I got to find one. Let's see here. Who is your biggest rookie sleeper? Sleeper? I don't know if I want to call it a sleeper. Let me look here. Let me see if I can try to find somebody spicy. I mean, Quentin Johnston is still going super late in draft. Everybody knows who he is, but is Quentin Johnston considered a sleeper? Because he's going so late. Zay Flowers, another guy that's going to go super late. I mean, those guys are going. Quentin Johnston is like almost outside like the top 45 wide receivers. That's somebody I would take a stab on late for sure. Can anyone see my comment? John Paul, yes, I can see your comment. Najee Mixon or Breece Hall from Jeremy Gideon? Right now, the highest rank guy I have there is Najee. I'm checking. Najee. Yes, Najee's my highest ranked there. Rum and Coke. Mostly rum. It's been a long day, ain't it, James? What about Zach Shar for a rookie sleeper? Not the way that he's already hurt with no timeline to return. In a backfield where he needs an injury to happen to get solid volume. I liked the player, hated the landing spot. Four Locos are literally like Kool-Aid on steroids times 2. Sign me up. Derek Harrell, what is your viewing setup for NFL Sundays? I have a theater room upstairs in my house with massaging heated movie chairs that recline. And there's food all over the place. And a ridiculously huge television. And I migrate into there. Sunday, I get home from church at 12:45. Go upstairs, change into my basketball shorts and my t-shirts, head right into the movie room, and I'm there until 11:30 at night when Sunday Night Football is over. It's a lot of fun. Ethan, where's Ethan at? Is Ethan still in the chat? Ethan came and watched football with me 1 week last year. Oh, plus, okay, another thing we do is like we're constantly right there on those pick'ems, right? We're going to be all over the underdog pick'ems this year, making some money. We made some money last year. We're going to do it again. JD Domizio, what's going on, JD? Hey, and it also tells me this is your very first super chat. So thank you very much for that, JD. What is your opinion ranking for Anthony Richardson in Dynasty and Redraft? Mahalo. Appreciate you, JD. I think I ranted a little bit earlier about Anthony Richardson. I love Anthony Richardson. When he is named the week 1 starter, with the drama we currently have with JT, Anthony Richardson's almost a lock for a top 12 quarterback because he's going to run for almost 1,000 yards. Like, they're going to have to, especially with all the Jonathan Taylor drama. I love Anthony Richardson. Do I want to go into my season with it only being Anthony Richardson? I'm going to have a backup plan there just in case. So I don't ever really draft 2 quarterbacks, but if Anthony Richardson's going to be my guy, I probably will have another guy just in case, right? Because, I mean, obviously we never know. We've never seen him play a regular season game in the NFL before, but all signs are pointing to him scoring ridiculous fantasy points. A lot of it coming from a rushing upside and big plays. That's right, Ethan. We won some money. I don't even remember what it was. It was Tony Pollard or something, right? I remember Tony Pollard got something and you and me went crazy. Oh, he's back. He is back in the chat. Fear Boner, becoming a member for the 10th month. With Joe Burrow missing several weeks, does that devalue Jamar Chase and maybe increase the value of Joe Mixon? Which round would you draft Joe Mixon? Doesn't decrease it really, because if you've seen the past couple years, Joe Burrow seems to always be hurt in the offseason. At this time of the year, Joe Burrow is always hurt or having some procedure done or something. So I'm not overly worried about that because we haven't seen that translate in the season. They've been playing together long enough that the chemistry is there. So I don't think it devalues Jamar Chase, especially since with him missing several weeks, we still have several weeks before the season starts, so he should hopefully be there week 1, hopefully. So I'm not too worried about that. For Joe Mixon, He's probably going to be a guy, depending on where you pick, end of the third, early fourth round or so. People just hate Joe Mixon, but do not hate Joe Mixon. Sure, he had a huge game last year that propelled him up the ranks, but the guy is going to be verge top 12 at the position every single year. That's what it was, Ethan. CMC had like a 30-yard run, and you and I just started going crazy. I remember that now. I remember. That was maybe one of his bigger ones, and it worked out for him. So maybe that translates to more this year. We'll see how much I can corrupt him. What do I think about Bryce Young, John Paul? I love Bryce Young. I don't know if I love the situation in Carolina. I mean, all signs seem to be that he's doing fine in that offense and is going to be okay. Is he going to have a ceiling like an Anthony Richardson, though? I don't see it, right? The guy is just, he's tiny, right? I stood next to him at the combine. I was like, what's up, little fella? You know, I mean, he's not very big. And that's the part that worries me, is when he starts to take those hits, can he withstand them? I still think the higher ceilings are going the likes of maybe even not just Anthony Richardson, but CJ Stroud as well, fantasy-wise, over Bryce Young. Now, is he going to be a better quarterback than what they've had in Carolina? NFL-wise, the past few years, 100%. When it comes to the skill set, I agree. Fantasy-wise, I don't know if it's going to translate. Steve dropping a $20 donation, which is his very first super chat also. Steve, I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate you. Chubb stopped barking, so that's good. Let's see. Jake, you like 6'6"? I'm 6'4". Not quite 6'6". My son, who is only 15, is almost 6'6". He reminds me of that daily. Can anybody else relate to that? Is there ever a time where like your kid comes up next to you and they put their arm on your shoulder like you're the small one? Like the first day that happened, I was like, what the is going on? That was a rude awakening right there for sure. Yeah, Anna, hashtag good Steve, right? That's the good Steve for sure. What do we do? Oh, hey. The clock just beeped. We just got another 1,000 subscribers. Welcome. That's what I'm talking about. Does he dunk on you? Terry, I will foul the hell out of you before I let you dunk on me. Anyone. I got dunked on one time in my life. It was in high school, and it was by Richard Jefferson. Yes, that Richard Jefferson that played in the NBA. I played against him in high school, and he dunked on me. His crotch was on my shoulder. Ever since then, I vowed to myself to never allow anyone to dunk on me again. So if you try to posterize me, you're going to end up on the floor. Just saying. Ricky Rie, what do you think about Tua's value? He's going in steamer QB spot. I think you mean streamer. In drafts. But the funny thing is, if he's healthy, he's top 5. Dude, we saw Tua put up crazy points last year when he was healthy. And really the only reason why he's not going earlier, a lot of people think he's one concussion away from just being done. And there's a lot of hard hits, right? Dude doesn't know how to fall right. He says he's worked on it, but he falls hard, right? And we're one concussion away, so a lot of people are just like a little bit gun shy about it. Even him, Terry, I will foul the hell out of my son before I let him dunk on me. Jake being 6'4" is wild. You look short on camera. It's because I'm sitting. If I stood up, you'd have nothing but a view of my crotch. It'd be a great Manscaped ad, but not what the people want on YouTube. Eyes wide open. I took down 6'4" in jiu-jitsu and you're 56. I don't fight fair. I don't fight fair. I fight to win. I'll do whatever I got to do. Right? I'm scrappy, I guess is what the people would say. I grew up in the hood in Arizona. I can fight some battles. If Jake had hair, he'd be 6'5". Sean, I thought we were cool. Sean, I mean, what the hell? When did this turn into pick on Jake Day? Is it just because Kyle's not here? Old school playground ball. That's right, Terry. That's the way I roll. Damn it, Sean Norton. You got me all flustered. Lorenzo. Man, we're setting some records tonight. These are some first-time super chatters showing some love and support. I appreciate that so much. You guys don't understand how much we appreciate this type of stuff. It's what allows us to do all the things that we do. Maybe you're new here and you don't know what all we do. We give away a ton of money. A lot of money. It's okay, Sean. I forgive you. But damn it, if you do it again, Anna, Sean Norton, write his name on the list. If dude talks about my height again, we're going to put him in timeout. Understand? Okay. Let's see. Put some rum in that shampoo. I don't even use shampoo. Just take the bar soap. Second round keeper is fourth round, really? Oh, that's deep right there. Facts, but deep. I'll take a draft kit more than money. Okay. How you feel about Reek and Waddle on the same team first 2 rounds? I don't know if I want to do that, Deshaun. I understand, and I love both of them, and I get the concept of, Jake, if you love both of them, why wouldn't you have both of them? I just know that, like, a bad day for that team and that offense, like, you're going to lose based off of 2 guys, and that worries me. That worries me. Hey, saw your doppelganger on Facebook? Griffith? Never heard of him. I got to be cooler, though, right? Definitely. If you're going to crack the first defense or kicker off the board, what team player? I mean, I can't do it with kickers. I don't mind a defense as long as it's in the double digits rounds. But I can't take a kicker early. A kicker is going to be my last or second to last round pick. It just has to be. I'm going to find the guy on the best offense that kicks indoors the most, so I don't have to worry about wind and weather. That's how I pick my kicker. Defense-wise, if you can get one of the elite defenses, and if you want to, like a San Francisco, Philadelphia, even like the Cowboys, Jets, Patriots, something like that, I don't mind like maybe like the 11th round, depending on who's left on the board. But I just can't do the kicker early. I just can't. It's like I try to, and my finger like, it won't let me click. Jump 6195, another first-time super chatter. In a 10-man full PPR league with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flex, do you prioritize running back or wide receiver? Neither. I continue a balanced approach. We made videos 2-3 weeks ago now where all the historical data shows that the balanced lineup is the best possible chance at scoring the most points. Going 0 running back or 0 wide receiver pales in comparison to a even balanced lineup. Now, I'm not going to say go wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back. It's going to depend on how the draft goes and who's available to you, but I wouldn't stick to just, well, I have to have running backs in the flexes. I prefer that, but it all depends on who's available. If a stud wide receiver falls, and you end up with 3 wide receivers and one of them becomes your flex, I'm still cool with that. So, Sean said something. Seth Rogen does fantasy football. What are we doing? Why do I do this? I don't understand. Damn it, Sean. You're kicking me out of my... I don't know. I gotta tell, I haven't even eaten dinner yet, Sean. It's 9:53 p.m. And I'm sitting here with you guys. And you're calling me bald and Seth Rogen. Damn. Would you trade Waddle for James Cook? Woo, Headliner Nation rules. Danny Kaiser, I appreciate you. And please, don't trade Jalen Waddle for James Cook. Keep Jalen Waddle. Please. I like James Cook, but there ain't no way his ceiling is close to what Waddle's is. So no, please don't do that, Danny. I'm looking out for you. Paul, that I like right there. He's saying the joke is Seth looks like me. I like that. Ethan, that's funny you said that because my wife just texted me and said, well, since you haven't eaten dinner yet, do you want cookout? Facts. So yes, I do. I have to tell her what I want. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Who all's eaten a cookout before? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Ben, you worked at Cookout for 2 years? Damn. I don't want to know how many shakes you ate. I love some shakes. Not what I'm getting tonight, though. Jeff, loves the new backdrop. Jeff, it's been here for over a year. Jeff, have you been paying attention, Jeff? Jeff, are you good? Jeff, blink twice if you're in trouble. Just messing with you, Jeff. Let's see here. Joe Mix fail this year. Draft Chase Brown, last pick. Pass. Not interested, personally. I think you look like everyone's cool uncle, to be honest. Braden, I'll take that. I will take that 100%. Katie Shimko. What's going on, Katie? If you could have your much-needed dinner with any NFL player, who would it be? That's a great question. Any NFL player, who would it be? Dang. I mean, I think I got to say my boy, right? There hasn't been a bigger Nick Chubb supporter ever. I have tried for years to reach out to Nick Chubb, and I can't get past his people. And his people aren't cool. I'll say that. But, I mean, I've been trying for years. I think George Kittle would be fun as well. George Kittle seems like an awesome guy to hang out with. I think me and George Kittle can get along. But yeah, him, Nick Chubb, something like that. Man, that's tough, though. There's probably a lot of people that I'm just drawing a blank on right now. Man, that is a great question. If I think of somebody else, Katie, because now you got me thinking, right? Now the mind is going, and that's a dangerous thing. Great question. Well, that's probably one of the best questions I've been asked in a long time. Probably because I'm hungry as well. CJ ham sandwich. Ham sandwiches sound good. Roy Miller, I make very little, but I'll be rich someday. Roy, that is a great mentality to have. I appreciate that. I grew up with nothing. We grew up very, very poor. I didn't have a whole lot. Single mom, living in a rough part of town. At the time, wasn't as rough as it is now, but I'm right there. Always had the dream, right? Chase the dream. Never had the chance. Anna, if you ever find a cookout, if you're ever driving past a cookout, you got to do it. Plus, it may be the cheapest food you can still get. You can get a cookout tray for like $6, $5 or $6. Most places like $12 for food nowadays. So it's cheap. Devin the Dude, just curious of your Lamar shares. I have about 15% with 100% drafts. Honestly, I'm not a big Lamar guy. I mean, when it comes to like drafting, when it comes to supporting Lamar Jackson 100%, I will smack a person that calls him a running back, right? But personally, this year, I'm not overly interested. 2 straight years now, we haven't had him in the playoffs because he's been getting hurt. It's not what I need from my quarterback. I'm more likely to take a risk on like a Trevor Lawrence this year or a Justin Herbert, who I think can put up crazy numbers. A Justin Fields. I'll take those guys over Lamar Jackson for the most part, just because I'm worried that Lamar Jackson is just, He's just breaking down too quickly. Now, obviously, he has more weapons at his disposal now than he has at any time in his NFL career. But I'm just worried that we're not going to have him when it really counts end of season. So I don't know the exact number. If I had to guess, it's less than 10%, probably closer to like 5. Brian Davis, all about that peanut butter shake. That's the same thing that Kyle gets, I think. Ethan will pound some bacon wraps, but Kyle, I believe it's peanut butter shakes. Ricky, would you eat dinner with Ricky Williams after doing some you-know-what? Second option is Antonio Brown. Honestly, if I had to choose between those two, it's Ricky Williams. I want nothing to do with Antonio Brown. Me and him, we wouldn't mesh well, I don't think. Dude is just nuts. Ricky Williams, I'm not like an overly Ricky Williams fan, but if I had to choose between those two, it's definitely Ricky Williams. Euclid. Pollard as my keeper in the 9th round versus Rachaad White in the 14th. I'm keeping Tony Pollard. The ceiling is just too high, and Rachaad White will be somebody that you can draft later on. Pat McAfee for sure. That would be an awesome one to sit down with Peasy. Kittle. Kittle just comes to mind as just somebody that, fun-loving dude that I feel like we wouldn't have to, it wouldn't be awkward, right? Austin Eckler's a cool guy for sure. I know he loves fantasy football. What I need to do, how many of you follow me on Twitter? Does anybody follow me? Or on X, whatever the hell it's called now? Anybody? What I need to do is I need to start tweeting more with these people, and I need some of y'all to be like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you guys need to do this, so they actually freaking see it, because being verified on X or Twitter doesn't mean anything anymore. So they need some push, some of these people. Peasy, dang it, Jake. What are we danging for? Do you think about previous drafts at all during the next? Not wanting too many shares of one player? I should, but I don't. I just want to draft my guys, right? If it means that I have 15 teams that are all pretty similar, I'm really just drafting because I was bored and wanted something to do anyway. I'll be the first one to admit that I probably don't take the best ball drafts as serious as I probably should. I'm doing it to do it with other people, to take my guys, to have a good time, to pass some time, to make some content, to maybe try to win some money. But maybe in the later rounds, I will diversify a little bit more. But if I want my guys, I want my guys. Let's see here. That's what I'm talking about, Eddie. Use that. Danny Kaiser, he follows me on X. For sure following. I've seen you out there, Rory, for sure. Sean's one of 20 people that follow us on Facebook. Yeah, we don't do anything on Facebook. I think our videos are just posted there when they drop, but that's it. That's one of our downfalls, but I'm almost okay with it. Because we don't do anything on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok for the most part. We really should be, but I'm too damn old to care about that kind of stuff that much. Walter John, appreciate that for sure. What else do we got? I'm gonna stay on here until my food gets here. All right, so we got a little bit of time because they're ordering it right now, and it's a 15-minute drive home. Nevermore ran into a Kittle doppelganger on the Big Island, and the kid had no idea who Kittle was. I can imagine that in Hawaii, that people are just what are you talking about? You live in Hawaii, right? You don't pay attention to anything other than waves and volcanoes. I've been talking too much lately. Too many videos. But you know what? I'm here. I'm your Uber Eats order driver, Chad. My wife is my order picker-upper. You better not be with my wife, Chad. Ethan, not the Doc Hunt. What's going on, Ethan? Becoming a member for 23 months. What was the order, Peasy? You guys want... Nobody cares what I got from Cookout, do they? Is there? Does people actually care what I got from Cookout? I got a cookout tray with chicken quesadillas, a corn dog, a ranch chicken wrap, and a sweet tea to drink. So there. There's quite a bit of Niner fans on the island. That's cool. Paul's still out there just answering questions. Paul, are your fingers numb yet from typing so much tonight, Paul Wakefield? I feel like you've been typing nonstop. Sounds delicious. I better be damn delicious. I'm hungry. Good. I mean, Paul, if your fingers aren't numb, there's for sure smoke coming off whatever you're typing on. I'm not tired of typing. Ben's not tired of typing. Me neither. I haven't typed hardly anything. It's great. Hey, everybody hit this little heart thing in the chat again. No idea what it does, but maybe it helps things out. I just hit it a butt ton. You should too. Who's looking for a job? Oh, Paul's looking for a job? You think Paul's out there auditioning right now? Ben thinks he's auditioning. Paul's auditioning. BG31, what round to gamble for Dalvin Cook while he's a free agent? With all the talk of him potentially going to the Jets, that is less appealing than him going to the Dolphins. So I'm not going to reach much earlier than like late 4th round. Because if he ends up going to the Jets, his ceiling's going to be limited because Breece Hall's still going to get some work. If he goes to the Miami Dolphins, dude's going to be like a top 12 to 15 overall pick. Right now, because it seems like the Jets are the front runners, I'm not risking it too much. I'm going late 4th. I'm not hiring anyone right now. I'm not hiring anyone right now. I haven't fired Kyle yet, okay? He makes some decisions sometimes and says some things that makes me want to, but I haven't yet. Now we got people out there asking Paul questions. Paul, can I talk to Paul for a second? Paul, let's do an interview. Paul, can you please tell me what prior experience you have in the fantasy space so people can determine whether or not the credibility of your answers? I'm here on behalf of the people, Paul. I'm just trying to clarify some things. Come on, Paul. Play along. Just playing football. That's right. Hire Paul. We're not hiring anyone. Not yet, anyway. There's 5 people here now. Me, Kyle, Taylor. And then we still have the Doc and Mac here as well. Paul is secretly Kittle. That would be awesome. Paul, do you plan on being here for all the live streams, or did you just catch this one right now? Because I have a feeling that #HirePaul is going to start trending all season long if you're here. Unless all of your answers are horrible, right? If people start having like bad lineups, because then it's a problem. Trust me. Do y'all pay Tater and Anna put up with us for free? Okay, first off, Tater doesn't get paid anything. But I'm not going to go into details. I would like to think that we have shown Anna some appreciation for her contributions to this channel before. We don't just let her do what she does and totally ignore her. Not by any means. Now, will she take what we give her sometime and turn around and gift memberships with it? Yeah, she will. We tell her not to. But she will not. That is one thing that's for sure. Anna will not listen to me and Kyle for the most part. But yeah, for sure. Who started the channel, Jake or Kyle? I started the channel with the lone boner Mac back in 2017. Think you do. I think you do, and you're scared of her. Oh, dude, I ain't lying about that. I don't want Anna pissed off at me. See, she doesn't listen. Can you do a video on your must-have players this year in every draft? We've done some of them already, and yes, we will do more here in the next week and a half or so. Should hire Paul to tell Anna. Trust me, Paul could be here for 5 minutes and he wouldn't tempt Anna either. Anna's scary at times. Ethan says he has a fun fact. He also started talking about fantasy football in 2017 when he was 16 years old. Garrett Davis, appreciate you, says, I'm interested in drafting Calvin Ridley in a 10-man full-point PPR league, but he's been taken very early in mocks. Where is the earliest he should go? Honestly, the earliest I would probably take Calvin Ridley is the 3rd round. Late, I'm talking like last pick of the 3rd, first pick of the 4th. Like that's where I'm sitting at. I don't want to go early 3rd because there's too many other names there that I like quite a bit. I prefer, if I had to, early 4th at the earliest. Like, that's where I feel super comfortable. But if it's like one of those turn picks, like, does it really matter if it's the last pick of the 3rd round or the first pick of the 4th? Like, that part doesn't really matter, right? So it just all kind of depends. Bears fan here. I like the guy, but I don't agree. All right, then. Are you talking about me? Malik? Paul will work for 6-month trial for free. I definitely need that rookie video. We've done some rookie videos already. Jordan Addison's going to be somebody I talk about here in the next few days. Anna says she's literally a tiny, sweet old lady that crochets and embroiders and sews. Not scary at all. Yeah. Sure. Cook isn't going to the Jets. They had a bizarre meeting. I'm not sold he's going there yet either. I'm just saying that that's a right now, the two biggest possibilities are the Jets or the Dolphins. Like, I don't know where else he really goes. Is New England an option? I don't know if that would make a whole lot of sense. Garrett Davis. Also, my 3rd years with you guys. Won my league last year. That's what I'm talking about. Garrett, we're going to do it again this year. Timo's been here for a minute. Yeah, he has. Timo, look at Timo's profile picture. Timo was the overall champion last year for our listener league. He got himself a nice ring. Paul is a single dad of 6. Please hire him. IR fan, welcome to Holding Chubb. How many new members have we had tonight? 33 new members tonight. Does anybody else want to become a member tonight? You can get into our Discord like tonight. All membership levels get access to Discord. The higher the level, the higher the tier that you get, the more access to Discord you get. So, I mean, me and Kyle answer nonstop one-on-one text messages all season long for the excessive Chubb members. You basically have our cell phone number and you just text us your questions all season long. So that's great right there. Am I targeting Garrett Wilson over Calvin Ridley? Yes, 100% I have Garrett Wilson higher. Paul is only a dad of 3, Christopher. Get it right. How do we feel about Ramondre this year? Shane, I love Ramondre. Right there, late second-ish, mid-second-ish. I have no issues with Ramondre this season. Now, if they sign somebody else, that's a problem. Did you and Kyle meet via fantasy interests, or were y'all already friends? We met through the fantasy space. He and Kyle actually invited me on a show that he was on back in the day. And then in turn, I invited Kyle on this show. And the next season, he was here. Shout out to the members. You want to get into that Discord. Even the doc keeps you up to date with injuries in the Discord. For sure. Can you answer my Twitter DM so I can update my auto chats? Oh, sorry. I don't have Twitter anymore, Anna. All I got is X. Oh, I dropped my phone and Chubb heard it, and Chubb's pissed again. Chubb! Yes, Anna, to your first question. Yes. Yes is your answer, Anna. Oh. Garrett Davis upgraded to excessive chub. That's what I'm talking about. Ben has gifted 5 memberships because Ben is a legend. Gabriel Willis has entered full chub. I mean, there's so much chub going around right now. So much chub. It is like a community DM, isn't it, Peasy? It's kind of what it feels like. It feels like we're all buddies and friends in there. Which is better, your Discord or your guide? I mean, they're 2 completely different things. Like, the Discord is a place for you to go and talk with all the other members in the community for like the level that you're at. The guide is to help you get a great fantasy football team in the draft, like up until the season. So, I mean, both serve a purpose. I guess I can say that. Katie thinks that she can answer her own question by having dinner with Ramondre Stevens season would be a banger. Katie, that's Ramondre seems like a cool guy. Why are you a Ramondre fan? Is there a certain reason or just some player that you like? How do we feel about Breece Hall? Terrified. Seth, terrified. What's the fantasy conference in New York? Are you going? Nope, I don't even know what it is. I got a community to tend to. I ain't worried about going there and kissing people's backsides that are in the industry. The behind the scenes drama of the fantasy industry, of like the content creators, is next level, and I can't handle it. Like I can't do it. Like I am wired a different way than 90% of the people out there that create content. So I have a hard time going there. I would rather spend it with you guys. Like, to me, this is a lot better than going and meeting somebody from some network somewhere, whatever. Let's see. Oh, Anna's going to town here. Braden never been a member before. Well, now you get to enjoy it for 30 days. You get to see what it's all about. Can't wait to see me in the tiny helmet this year. Perfect. I agree, Deshaun, that will be coming. Where can I find the Discord? I believe, yep, right there. Anna told you exactly how to get into Discord. I am going to pin what Anna says here. So if you just became a member tonight and you want to know how to access Discord, there's a pinned message at the top. $300 likes. Hey, look at that. We hit 300 likes. That's why we love you, Jake. Sean, you've totally redeemed yourself, Sean. Short, fat dude. You better believe it. Ricky, they're not this year. And then he said, you're just kidding, Sean? Oh, 4 Loco, let it flow. Dude, could you imagine if I let it flow drunk? Dude, I would be getting death threats for the people that didn't know I was drunk, that took my advice and then told me how stupid I was after it. Yeah, no. You should let it flow with a Chubb helmet. Like, that's a Chubb helmet right there, but it's not like a full size one. Like, I can't get my head into it. 3rd year following you guys. Draft Guide helps a lot. Is there a reason I can't get your podcast anymore on Google Podcasts out of curiosity? 100% honesty, Blitz. The people who, the gentlemans that we had doing the podcast decided to up and leave. And there's so much on the plate that we have already. We haven't had an opportunity to commit the time needed to that and to the videos. So unfortunately, that's something that was temporarily sacrificed. It is something we want to start back up again, but we had to make a decision right before the season last year. A decision that we didn't expect having to make. Am I getting more messages here? Has anybody gotten their draft guide during this? Anybody? Let me see. I'm just curious. Since I've been live, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people have gotten their draft guide since we went live. I appreciate you. 7 out there. Exactly. Ethan says it right there. Watch them videos, more content than any podcast could give you 100%. How do you feel about Mixon with Burrow going down? I don't think Burrow's going to miss time regular season, so I'm not worried about it. Dave, are you guys doing a consensus top 250 all position cheat sheet on the draft guide like last year, or keeping it separate? How am I supposed to choose between you two? Haha. So me and Kyle have some glaring differences in our top 250s this year. And I didn't want to just give the people one option, because really the way that we did our rankings is two different styles this year. And I wanted people to be able to look at both of them and determine which way they felt more comfortable with and going that way. That's why they're separate this year and they're not combined. So that's why they're separate, and that's probably why they're going to remain separate, because of the big differences. Now, in years past, we've been pretty close, but we had some pretty big differences on a few players this year, and we just didn't want to mesh it together and have people not be able to really understand the why. Why do I have to join the membership to get best ball advice? I don't ever remember saying you had to, Ben. I don't. When did I ever say that out loud? Jake Ralph for sure. Who's that? Dude, it's late there. Yeah, it's 10:21 and I'm still here. I still haven't eaten dinner. What up, Jeremy? Fair, love you guys. You won me some leagues last year. Thank you. Best believe it. How do you rate Herbert to Trevor Lawrence? I like Kellen Moore going to the Chargers, and I also think Lawrence has a big year. I agree. Both of these guys are in line for ginormous seasons. I mean, I got them pretty close in the rankings. I know that. I have, they're both inside the top 8. Herbert a little bit higher because I do like the Kellen Moore going there to the Chargers, but overall love both of those guys. Kevin, draft guys always fire. I've had it the last 3. Awesome, appreciate that. Is Malik Davis a good waiver ad? I mean, it depends who you have to drop in order to get him. I don't expect a whole lot out of him. John Paul likes mashed potatoes. With or without gravy, John Paul? And are they garlic or not? Drafting Jake instead of Kyle then? No. You're drafting both of us over everyone else. That's the correct answer. Unfortunately, Underdog does not allow deposits in Arizona for a Mystic. They do. Because I'm from Arizona, and when I was just in Arizona in May, I had people signing up. What I don't know is, I think it's maybe only PayPal only to deposit. It's something to do with the deposits, though. Let's see here. Do I like Kenny Pickett? I do, Danny. I think he takes a step forward this year. That improved offensive line is definitely going to help for sure. Do I love him in fantasy football? Maybe as a quarterback 2, but I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback 1. Could we get a best ball video? Y'all definitely win me some money leagues, but I don't want to get best ball confused with redraft as far as spike weeks. I've heard a lot about that outside. I mean, honestly, Ben, a lot of the things we talk about can be translated over into best ball. Best ball, you're really looking for those guys that have those blow-up potential weeks. You don't want to be overly safe in best ball. And there's a section, you said you had the draft guide. There's a best ball section, draft strategy in the draft guide that talks about them. Appreciate you, JD. Not a fan of gravy? Really? Casey, you guys are the best. Full PPR at 10. Would you rather have Bijan and Sun God or Tyreek and Chubb? Whew. I don't think there's a bad answer there, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think either one is bad at all. I'm going towards Tyreek and Chubb. But man, that full PPR, makes it so much closer. I'm still going to go Tyreek and Chubb by a hair and just hope that Chubb can get some more receiving work. But honestly, like I said, both are great. Dude, if you could end up with Bijan and Tyreek, dear Lord. I don't think it's going to happen. But if it did, swing. What do we think about T-Law? Gluleem? Love T-Law this year. Big numbers incoming. Is taking Chubb as a 13th pick in a 12-man PPR league too early? No, it's not, Terry. He's going to get so much volume this year. Is it really worth it if you don't get Hurts, Allen, or Mahomes? I get nervous about not having one of the three. Obviously, you want to have one of those guys. But if you're having to spend a second-round pick on him, Heather, it's too early. Like, I would just assume if one of those guys maybe falls to like the late third, early fourth, then yeah, I understand it. But I'd rather just wait and get like a Herbert, a Trevor Lawrence, or a Justin Fields, a Joe Burrow, something like that, a round or two later, because the difference between them isn't going to be huge compared to the difference that if you don't take those running backs or wide receivers earlier, what it could be if you're having to go with a lower tier guy there. Rory's got to go rub the wife's feet. TMI. Rory, TMI. Ben Patnick got to head out, just leaving the office after a long day's work. Need a pint. Ben, have yourself a great evening, my friend. Definitely appreciate the support here tonight. Appreciate you. Chubb's just going to bark all damn night. I like all the guys on headliners, but Jake, you're definitely my favorite, bro. I appreciate that. Like I said, headliners greater than everyone else, not just any one of us. Got to support my people. Polo, dude, I appreciate you, Polo. Even if you do almost get fired on every Zoom call. Thoughts on taking Pollard in the first? Giovanna, that's a little early for me. I would almost prefer one of the higher end wide receivers like a Diggs, maybe even a CeeDee Lamb instead. PZ Taylor is your favorite? I'm cool with that. Taylor needs more fans. Hashtag get Taylor fans. Poor dude does all this work, isn't on camera very much. Does so much to make everything we do around here look good. Thoughts on Mac Jones? I think Mac Jones has an opportunity to be better than last year with a new offensive coordinator and Bill O'Brien, right? So definitely like that because Matt Patricia is a horrible offensive coordinator. And you could tell at times last year they were just not on the same page. So I definitely think he has a chance to increase his production. Is it going to be a huge increase? Probably not, because he just doesn't have enough weapons to produce the bigger numbers. Taylor shows up for the draft. Taylor's actually here all the time. But the draft is really where that's maybe like the only time he's on camera for the most part. Tater gets heartburn from lettuce. Wow. Jeremy, thoughts on Josh Jacobs' situation? I hate the situation for all the running backs, right? It's not a great situation for any of them, but honestly, I can't see anybody sitting out either. My biggest concern is more so in season. They suffer an injury and they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to chill for a few weeks instead of trying to get back. That's what worries me a little bit more. But these guys can't afford to sit down. They saw what happened to Le'Veon Bell and how it tanked his career. A lot of these guys aren't in a similar position to be young enough and desired enough to really change their situation by sitting out. Anna, Bill O'Brien cannot run a franchise. He sucked with that with Houston. But if he's just calling offensive plays, he's okay. Thoughts on Zappy Leighton best balls as QB3? I'd rather take a chance on Sam Howell, Kevin, if he's there. That's kind of where I'd rather take a shot just in case. Have I heard anything about Mingo? Yeah, I'm in North Carolina. I mean, Jonathan Mingo is a great talent in this offense. The problem is they added so many other weapons. They added Adam Thielen. They added DJ Chark. We still have Terrace Marshall. We added Miles Sanders. Hayden Hurst is in the mix now. It's just going to be hard for him to get consistent targets. Anna and DeAndre Hopkins was producing with crap quarterbacks, right? What if LeBron James played football? I don't know. What if? What's the earliest you would draft Kelsey? No one else compares at the tight end position, so he lands you more points, right? Love your channel. I appreciate you, man. Heather, appreciate that. The earliest I draft Kelsey, earliest, I'm talking about absolute earliest, would have to be 9th overall, personally. The guys that I will take over Travis Kelce right now, Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Bijan Robinson, and Nick Chubb. Only guys I take over Travis Kelce right now. I love Miles Sanders this year. This could be the year that Miles Sanders sees close to 300 touches. He's on a team that actually wants him. He's on a team that's going to throw him the ball. He's very capable of catching balls out of the backfield. I think Miles Sanders is a huge, huge lottery ticket for people this year. Where would you rank Kelce in a tight end premium league? Peasy, I'm going to have to go with number 1 overall. But if you're asking like overall for all the positions, I mean, dude is probably close to like a top 2 or 3 pick overall. For sure the number 1 at the position, obviously. Top, depending on what that premium is, I mean, he could be a top 3 pick there. Jeremy, become a member for 17 months. If you haven't gotten the draft guide yet, you want to win your league, get the guide. Thanks for all the hard work y'all put in. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Everybody listen to Jeremy. Jeremy sounds like a very smart person. Is James Conner being undervalued? Yes, he is. To an extent, like I don't want to get people too excited, because even though the offensive line is better in Arizona, it's still one of the worst in the league. But he's going to get a lot of touches because Kyler Murray is not going to be 100%. So volume should be there. Can he stay healthy? Does he get scoring opportunities? That's the biggest question, but he still is underrated for sure. Should I trade St. Brown for Kupp? Terry, no, I'm keeping St. Brown. Especially since this may be a dynasty league if you're already trading players. So, yeah, if it's a full point extra, then yeah, Kelce probably be closer to number 1, Peasy. Do you ever come back to Arizona to go to an NFL game? I've been to Cardinals games quite a bit. Most of the time, though, when I travel, it's the off-season. It's hard for me to travel in season because we do 15 videos a week. Who are you guys fading? Personally, right now, I'm basically fading Jonathan Taylor, and I'm getting damn close to saying I'm fading Cooper Kupp. Breece Hall is another fade for me. Devontae Adams is a fade for me. Not interested. Not where they're being drafted anyway, right? At their current ADP, not interested. What's the Jets' record this season? Damn. I mean, I don't want to buy the hype. But would it surprise me if they get 10 or 11 wins? Probably not. If everybody stays healthy, without looking at the actual schedule right here, I'm thinking right around 10, 11 wins, Peasy. Javonte Williams. Yes, that's another one. Mystic Perp. Fading Javonte Williams too. Even though like everything looks great in camp right now, dude tore almost every ligament in his knee. I mean, there's just no way that I want to trust it. Now, his price isn't bad. Just know that if you draft Javonte Williams, you probably need added running back depth just in case. Can the Browns make the playoffs? Can they? Sure. Will they? Probably not. They do have a tougher schedule. It's all dependent on like so many things, right? Like how healthy really is Breece Hall? Do they add Dalvin Cook? Their offensive line, they lost like almost all of their starters last year. If they stay healthy, there's just so many ifs. The defense is solid. If Aaron Rodgers actually enjoys football this year, you know what I mean? There's just so much that if everything goes right, I could see him getting to 10, 11 wins. DK is another one, Casey. I agree with that. DK just became safe lately. He lost a lot of that ceiling, and now with JSN in the lineup, it's tough. Favorite backup running back except A.J. Dillon? Does David Montgomery count? It's the first name that came to mind. David Montgomery is definitely somebody I have no issues going after this year. If he doesn't count, how about backups? Obviously, I still like Samaje Perine in Denver. He's going to have a role regardless of what happens with Javonte Williams. Antonio Gibson, if you want to call him a backup behind Brian Robinson. Elijah Mitchell behind CMC. Those are guys I'm kind of looking at. Ricky saying the Jets going 6-11. For sure, the offensive line is like the key right there. If they give Rodgers time to throw, they're going to put up some points. Why am I fading Kupp? I might have missed something. It's not that I'm overall fading him. The problem is I don't see myself paying a top 5 overall pick for him. And if I wait any longer than that, he's more than likely not going to be there. So it's not just the current injuries that he's dealing with. I believe it's a hamstring, I think. It's more so this Rams team overall is just different than what we've seen in years past. It's not the same team. The overall offense is going to be below average. The offensive line, one of the worst in the NFL. And if the offensive line is that bad, that's going to lead to a lot more hits on Matthew Stafford, who has already suffered from back injuries, and his elbow is just aging quickly. That's what worries me right there. Are they going to turn to Stetson Bennett at some point if Matthew Stafford gets hurt? What does that look like? There's just so many things that I don't know if I want to pay that expensive price for Kupp. Now, if for some reason he falls into the second round, yeah, I'll take that gamble. In the first round, the top 5 pick or so, I don't think I can spend it. Couple more minutes. My food got to be getting close. It's got to be getting close. Garrett Davis, I won't cry. Where do you rank my Pats this year? Garrett, I'm sorry, but they're going to finish last in that division. I mean, if the Patriots get to 8 wins, it's a good season for you. I don't understand. It's like the longer this goes on in New England, the more it makes me think that Tom Brady did make Bill Belichick. All right, because they ain't really been great without Brady. Belichick is that great. Like, look at some of these other coaches. Like, not to say that like Kyle Shanahan is the greatest, but like you put pieces into that offense and they just produce. It's because of the offense. It's because of the scheme. It ain't really working that way in New England. Ramondre is great. Who else? Jacoby Myers last year. Is that going to be Juju this year? But even that wasn't a great season. We really count on Devontae Parker. I would love for them to go back to the 2 tight end sets with Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. I think that they could absolutely dominate right there, but is that going to be enough? Maybe not. Love David Montgomery, John Paul. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. He's going to have a role every single week, even with a healthy Jahmyr Gibbs. Jeremy, you're hooked on those $25 drafts on Underdog. I believe that's what, Best Ball Mania. Did you use our promo code, Jeremy? Did you sign up for Underdog with our code at least? So me and Kyle are throwing out the possibility, and it's more so Kyle, of doing a $1,000 league on Underdog. $1,000 to enter. May have to do that. I should trade JJ for Hurts and Smith. Terry, you trade Jefferson for Hurts and Devontae Smith. I mean, first question is, who is your current quarterback? Because if you already have a solid quarterback, then I'm not getting rid of Justin Jefferson. What are your other wide receivers look like? Because Devontae Smith isn't a number 1 guy. So there's other things that I would have to know there. Sean, went to the gym and came back and I'm still here. Damn, I've been live for 2 hours and 14 minutes. Who the heck is joining that league? People do it, Peasy. I don't know. Appreciate you, JD. You put in a season-long pick'em. I've done a few of those in some recent videos. Later, Paul. Oh, Paul's saying bye to other people. Paul, damn out there. Paul putting in just as much work as me. Paul probably putting in more work because he's having to type all this. Paul, are you on a phone, a tablet, a keyboard? Like, what are you using right now? for sure. Have expected you to be the first to say I'm down. All right, at least you got a keyboard that you're typing on. Man, I couldn't imagine if you were on a cell phone right now. Garrett, I agree. Players used to come to us at a discount price because of Brady. Now that he's gone, we can't afford to penny pinch, and Bill never pays anyone. That's pretty much it. Have I joined the $1,000 league? I have not. I would think about it. We'll see. Oh, I just heard a car door. It means my food is I think my food is on its way inside. I'm going to wrap up here in just a minute. Ricky, I can't thank you enough for the support, my friend. Miles Sanders is averaging 21 points a game when he gets 20 carries and 18 points when he gets 18. The issue was he didn't get many carries. He only got 3 games with 20 plus. Foreman in Carolina 20 plus 5 times after week 7. For sure. And really, you got to think about it. Miles Sanders is a guy of the new regime in Carolina. Like, that's who they wanted, right? They went after him in free agency. They wanted him there. Chuba Hubbard is not one of their guys, right? So they're not going to be dedicated to giving him work. Miles Sanders about to get 3 down work in Carolina, and I absolutely love that. And that's why I think he's so undervalued this year, for sure, 100%. He's going to get an opportunity this year, unlike what he got consistently in Philadelphia, for sure. All right. I think, have I put in enough work today? Y'all tell me. Did I recorded today? I already recorded tomorrow's video, so it's already almost ready to go. Is it tomorrow's? Yes, tomorrow's video. So that's good. And then I did a 2-hour and 17-minute live stream. Is that good with y'all? Did I work enough today? If you did, make sure you hit the like button for me if you think I'm doing okay. Ricky, again, I'm down for a $1,000 league. I'm a winner take all. Is lost back-to-back finals. Oh, so you want to do a $1,000 league with us, Ricky? Oh man, we may have to. We may have to figure it out. Ethan, you're working hard too, even though you charged me $500 for 1 sentence to Anna. And it's like, it's good enough. Where's the best landing spot for Zeke, in your opinion? I don't know if I want to say the best spot. Tampa Bay, maybe. He could get some work there. And they could leave Rashad White in more of a pass-catching role. Potentially. All right. But I'm going to get out of here for the day. Or for the night. It is 10:42 p.m. here on the East Coast. And I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I should probably do that. Because waiting to eat dinner till 10:42 isn't exactly healthy these days. Blunt Poppy Supreme, I see you out there. Member for 23, much love, boys. Hope everyone has a killer year. Appreciate you out there. Hey, I appreciate everyone who came and hung out with me. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this live stream. It was an impromptu live stream. I was home by myself, figured I'd throw on the computer, got to hang out with you guys for a few hours. It was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed just yet, now is the time to do it. Why aren't you subscribed? Like, what is the actual reason? You have no reason not to. You can come be a part of a great community of like-minded people that is not full of any asshats anywhere, right? Anna keeps our chats clean. Our Discord isn't toxic. I mean, this is a great place just to come and enjoy some fantasy football. So if that's what you're looking for, you have found the right spot. Thank you so much once again for hanging out with me. Like I said, I'm going to go eat dinner and make sure everything is ready for tomorrow's video, which is going to be a mother of a show. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you later. Sometime tomorrow, I'm sure. I'll be in the comment section answering comments. But for now, peace out. We'll talk to you guys later.